Today's video, we're going to be testing ND filters for your DJI Neo. By the way, Freewell makes filters for every single drone that you can possibly think about, whether it's your Mini 4 Pro, your Air 3, Air 3S, Mavic 3, Mavic 3 Classic, Mavic 3 Pro, every type of filter. And check it out, once you decide to go pro, you'll probably end up getting a pack like this for your Mini 4 Pro. But more on that later. Let's get to driving. So, couple questions you probably got off the bat, right? Well, it's not exactly sunny. Don't you use ND filters in just sunny days? The answer to that is actually no. You can use ND filters in sunny days, in cloudy days, all types of days. Now your next question is probably going to be, but Xavier, this little guy is just like a toy drone, beginner learner drone. Why would you want to put ND filters on this little guy right here? I mean, the image quality is not even good on the camera, right? Well, yes, that is true, but learning to put ND filters and flying with ND filters and editing videos with ND filters on your DJI Neo will actually give you a good idea of whether you like photography or videography, whether you're interested in that type of cinematic flights, or you're just more into the FPV, you don't care about the video, you want to do some high-speed flips and chases. And you might not see yourself buying one of these drones, the DJI Mini 4 Pro or the new Air 3S. So having the ND filters are, first of all, for the Neo, not only a lot cheaper, but while learning to use them, you can make a decision as to whether videography and photography is something you really want to pursue, at least when it comes to drones. These filters come with this little tiny plate over here with some sticky pads. Just peel off the sticky pads. Once you've stuck it on like this, you'll see it's pretty much, doesn't really add any weight. It's very light. But what that allows you to do is just use the filters in a magnetic way. So the filters just pop on and pop off and held on by magnetics. If you're gonna use an ND filter, you've got to go pro. What does that mean? Look at the bottom right of your display. You see where it says auto? You've got to click that and switch it to pro. Professional allows you to unlock the professional features in the camera. So now, let's tap where it says 4K 30 and we'll set it up. 5600, in case you don't know what white balance is, it just means if I go to the left, I get a blue cool image. If I go to the right, I get a warm orange or yellow image. So naturally, when it comes to anything professional, a good starting point for filming at daytime is usually 5600. So I'm going to put the camera at 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Set it to 5600s, not too cool, not too warm, matches the daylight. Typically, not all the time, but it's a good starting point and you can always tweak from there. Now, if I'm shooting 4K 30, the key word is 30. That 30 represents 30 frames per second. Then my shutter must be double that of 30. So ideally, it should be 1/60. 32s are 60. So 4K 30, my shutter should be 1/60. If I was shooting 4K 60, then my shutter should be 1/60 and 60, 120. But this camera does not shoot 4K 60, so I cannot leave my shutter at 1/120. So my shutter must go down. 32s are 60, 4K 30 times 2 equals 60, so my shutter must stay at 1/60. I will not put that in auto, because if I put it in auto, look what's happening. It went from 1/60 to 1/200, and I don't want 1/200. I want it to stay at 1/60. Okay, let's stick a pin right there so you can understand this a little better. Now, I said I wanted to freeze my shutter at 1/60 because I'm shooting 4K 30, and 4K 30 times 2 is 60. But what is the reason for that? What is the benefit for that? Now let's turn to the computer here. You will see a video of this vehicle moving with no ND filters on, and it looks fine. You can tell that it's a vehicle moving, right? You look at the video with the ND filters, it's something that the eye doesn't really pick up consciously. It's actually a subconscious thing that's in your brain. Let me show you. This car looks like it's parked, just sitting here where I'm hovering with the mouse. Even the ground doesn't look like it's moving. Look at the ground over here. You can see that that ground is actually moving. You can tell the motion on the ground, whereas here it looks like on the left, it looks like the ground is frozen, even though both vehicles are moving. Look behind here, you can tell that there's motion, there's movement. If you look at this vehicle, even the body of the vehicle, you can tell that it is in motion. Even if you let this play, look at the look on the left over here. This just looks like it's so sharp. It almost just looks unreal. It's just, you stare at this wheel here on the left, it's gonna give you some type of an aneurysm or something. Just look at it. Look at it, looks like spokes. Whereas you look at the wheel on the right, even here when they're both zoomed out a little bit, you can still tell there is motion going on around here. And that's why motion blur, that's why they call it motion blur, is important, because it depicts motion in your video. Look at the wheels on the left like spokes, and look at the vehicles on the wheel on the right, just looks like it's moving. More natural. That's how the brain is going to register. So I hope this helps you to understand. The devil's in the details, right? The accuracy is in the details. And that's why you would want ND filters if you're really trying to capture good stuff. The Neo is also a follow me drone. So you'll use it to follow you as a person, right? Or as an individual. So look at this picture of me moving around, waving my hands. It looks normal, right? With no filters on, it looks okay. It may look okay to you, but to me, it looks very unnatural. Now look at the one with the filters. Looks a lot more natural and smooth. Let's pause him. Boop, look at that. Again, look on the left, very sharp image, like frozen in time. There's a ton of motion blur on my hands on the one with the ND8 filter on, and my face is sharp. It's not like it's not sharp. My face is completely sharp, just as sharp as the one on the left, but the part that's moving my hands has the blur on it. Sometimes when you deliver a product or a video to someone, they may not know why it just doesn't appeal to them, because the brain just doesn't register that motion, because you don't have that motion blur in there, and then the video just doesn't have the effect or the impact that you are trying, or the person that hired you is trying to create. So these are all good things to know, heading more towards the intermediate or professional sides of video. I hope this video was helpful. I hope I was able to show you the difference side by side and explain to you in this video so you conceptualize and understand why not only ND filters are important, but why they're especially important when you're filming low to the ground and you're filming peoples and things that are in motion. Make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up. Make sure you hit subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified when I release new Neo videos, or Avata 2 videos, or Mini 4 videos, or just all drone and tech related video and tutorials in general. If you're looking for LUTs because you started color grading and you're shooting in D-Cinelike or D-Log, head over to www.dronexfactor.com. I've got a plethora of LUTs there waiting for you. If you're looking for other ways to support me and support this channel because you enjoy the content and you're learning from the information that I'm providing for you today, I will leave a link in the description section. You can go over to my Patreon. It's only $1 a month. That's $12 a year, and that's a great way to support this channel as well. Well, that's it. That's all I've got for you guys today. And with that being said, I will catch you guys, well, whenever I can.